Shouldn't I press the wrong one? Hold on.
Time move here, Gary.
Talk about elevating linker. Jermaine Griffin says, well, if Kobe can't do it, maybe it's my turn to take over. I'm the second leading scorer on this team.
Win, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Luka was balling. Of course, Luka was balling, but Golden State, they got too much firepower, man. They had too much firepower, last night. You got Steph Curry, you got Jordan Poole, you got Klay Thompson. It was really like a group effort yesterday. And even when they were down, one thing I was looking at Steve Kerr and I was watching, I was like, wow, he's keeping the starters pretty much on the bench because when they went on that run, it was pretty much like the role players with Jordan Poole spearheading that, and that was very interesting. I was watching. I'm like, hey, I said, I wonder if he's going to be afraid to stick with the team that's getting him there, and he wasn't afraid. And Golden State, they pretty much showed out. They showed up and showed out. And Luka by himself, he wasn't enough. He had 42 points, 8 assists and 5 rebounds. And you got some help from Brunson. He had 31. Bullock had 21 and 10. It was a good game. Dinwiddie was held in check. So he didn't play one of his better games. He was one of the main players at one time, just helping. But when you get 15 from Klay Thompson, 32 from Steph Curry, 21 from Looney, 16 from Andrew Wiggins, 23 from Jordan Poole, 11 from Porter. I mean, it's really not too much that you can do with that. So, I feel like, Luka Doncic, he's going to have to play defense this series. So there's no way he's going to be to carry the team, by himself. So I think Golden State, they win that one easy 4-1. I probably give Dallas the first game back home, and then from there I'm gonna go with they don't win anymore. I see Golden State winning game 4 and then closing it out in game 5. So like I said, I got Golden State 4-1. I'm winning that series. Tonight is going to be a big game for Boston. Boston, the series is tied 1-1. They're going back home right now. They had a blowout win against Miami. Jimmy Butler been balling. He been doing his thing. But outside of Jimmy Butler, he really haven't been getting like consistent help for the first 2 games. Nobody that really stood out the entire game. Whereas far as Jimmy Butler from beginning to end, he was just holding it down. He was standing out. He was killing it. But nobody else, from that series that plays for Miami pretty much did their thing. But you see, now here's my thing. A lot of times, if LeBron don't have, say if LeBron didn't have Della Dova and Tristan Thompson, if he got Kyrie, people's going to expect them to win regardless. So I didn't like the fact that people were making excuses for Boston because they didn't have Marcus Smart and Al Horford. Now, I get it. It's a team game. You need your entire team there to win. But the Miami Heat didn't have Kyle Lowry. So, that was important. So, with that being said, we're going to hold off right there. So now, Joel, I want you to tell me, you brought up a topic today in which I've thought about before. And for the callers out there, if you want to call in, 347-410-8077. That's 347-410-8077. You're listening to WGJSradio.com. That's WGJSradio.com. All right, Joel, you telling me name? Well, you told me name already. So tell me the topic that you want to speak about again. Let's talk about it.
Underrated basketball players.
And who's an underrated basketball player that you think that you want to talk about?
Klay Thompson.
So why do you think he's underrated?
Because I feel like if you just go on a radio on a random day, then you wouldn't really find Klay Thompson's name, but he's actually good. He can shoot, he can dribble, he can play defense.
Right. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, when you look at Klay Thompson, right, sometimes he gets the Scottie Pippen treatment where, Pippen was a very, very valuable asset to the team. If you look at their records, if you look at their winning percentages with Scottie Pippen, it was unmatched when he played. When he didn't play and just say it was Jordan by himself, the Bulls wasn't as good. Now, we know Jordan is in the conversation as some people's GOAT. We know he's one of the GOATs of all time. But without Scottie Pippen, none of that happens. And even Jordan said it himself, when you saw me win, you also saw Scottie Pippen. So sometimes Klay Thompson falls into that. Klay Thompson pretty much, he's been injured for the last 2 years. So he just came back this year. So you can attribute part of it, not talking about him as much, because people wanted to see him coming back and getting back in shape and seeing what what he's able to do. Now, since he's been back, he had some really, really, really good games. He had a couple low games, but I think he's been pretty consistent coming back. At least I could say about 17 point per average, per game. If you want to look at average, where as far as the last, say, 5 or 6 years when he was healthy, he pretty much averaged 20 points a game. He's one of the greatest shooters of all time, along with Steph Curry. They just happen to be on the same team. And a lot of times, because he play on the same team with Steph Curry, he gets overlooked. So, I agree 100%, with your take on that. I think Klay Thompson is a great, defender as well. He's one of the best perimeter defenders, in the NBA. So, you think that the media should definitely talk more about Klay Thompson?
Yes, because if Stephen Curry was never on the Golden State and Klay was for the whole time, then I think that Klay's name would be people would be talking about him a lot. Or maybe if he moved to a new team where he was the best player on the team, then he would be talked about more. And I know he's a good player, so he should be talked about a lot either way.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, I think, Klay Thompson is one of the best, players in the NBA if healthy. I think he's one of the top players. I think many times his rankings, he doesn't get the proper rank. Klay Thompson should have been one of the top 75 players of all time.
I agree.
Yeah, it's no reason why, you got, Steph Curry and you don't have Klay Thompson as one of the top 75 players. I mean, he was there for all 3 championships. He had some big shots. He had some big games. You know, he had a solid career. He's already a first ballot. He has a first ballot Hall of Fame, you know, career. So there's no reason why, you know, he shouldn't be up there. Another thing about, you know, Klay Thompson is that, you know, he had a big game 6 last series, man. We know Klay Thompson, if he's on fire, you know, it's like he's pretty much, I think he got the record for the most points scored in a quarter. I believe it was like, you know, 37 points. I mean, we talking about a guy who dropped 60 points with, like, I think maybe 9 dribbles or 11 dribbles the entire game. So what he's able to do is pretty much like, you know, it's pretty much, you know, unmatched. Yeah, so Klay Thompson, you definitely feel like he's one of the
one of the best players.
That's underrated, right?
Yeah.
All right, so callers, give us a call, 347-410-8077, 347-410-8077. Let us know who y'all think is an underrated player right now in the NBA that we're not, you know, speaking about right now. Just off the top of your head, do you have any other player that you think that might be underappreciated? Not say overrated, but underappreciated.
So I was actually thinking maybe Blake Griffin, because he's not the best, but he's pretty good. But.
He used to be pretty good. He don't really play much no more. So yeah, he was just like, now he was just like a regular guy. You know, he gets stats, he get dunks and stuff. But once he stopped dunking so much, he lost a lot of his athletic abilities and stuff like that. His game was like never the same. But at one point, he was like a solid dunker. You know, he was a good NBA player for a long time. And I think for what he did, you know, people just accredit him the right. He got his just due, you know, for that. So right now, okay, we got Dallas and Golden State left in the Western Conference, right? And we have Boston and Miami. Just off the top of your head, Joel, who are you going to pick between Boston and Dallas? Now, between Golden State and Dallas. Golden State is up 2-0. Now, you think Dallas is going to come back and win the series, or you think Golden State is going to win the series?
I think Golden State is going to win.
Golden State?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. I think so as well. I'm picking Golden State to win that series as well. Now, Miami and Boston is tied 1-1. Who are you picking to win that series?
Miami.
Oh yeah, you like Jimmy Butler?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about like Jimmy Butler as a player?
Well, I don't know him like too good, but I just know like he's like a pretty good player. Yeah.
Jimmy Butler is definitely like, you know, one of the the top players, you know, out right now, in the league for sure. Let me see. I think that with Jimmy Butler, I think he's a little bit. I think he's underrated.
Yeah.
I don't think he get the appreciation that he deserved because, you know, he's been carrying teams. You know, he's been doing this thing for a long time, and I really don't think people really like, you know, acknowledge it like that the way they should. Like I really like, you know, I really like Jimmy Butler. So, you know, that's definitely like, you know, I could definitely vouch for that. So right now, so you have in the finals, you got Golden State versus Miami.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Boston versus Golden State. So who do you have winning the finals if it's Miami and Golden State?
If it's Miami and Golden State, I think Golden State, because there's like good shooters. They have Andrew Wiggins, and they're like good.
Yeah, I think Andrew Wiggins is like a really, really key piece in what they're doing. People forget that he was a number 1 draft pick, and you know, so he came into the league with expectations. For the most part, he didn't supersede those expectations, but for the most part, his career, he's been even kill, averaging 20 points a game, no matter or more, no matter where he played, no matter what team he was on. He just never really just kicked it into that next gear where you expect like a star to kick it in. So I'm not going to say he played like a star, but he definitely wasn't a bum. He's definitely more than,
average.
Yeah, average role player. He's way better than average. So I feel like he's in the middle of a good player, great player. He made the All-Star team this year, but we're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about that soon. But I have questions, in regards to him taking that next leap. Now he got to go from good to either great or a star. And then from there, it's from star to superstar. So I got him right now. But I like that. I think Andrew Wiggins is slept on because you got Looney, you got Draymond Green, you got Andrew Wiggins, you got Klay Thompson, you got Steph Curry. That's a great lineup.
Yeah, like the dream team, pretty much.
Yeah, for this era, it's definitely a good five, and then you got Jordan Poole, off the bench, which is a great look as well. But Miami, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, I just think it's too much. They got Marcus Smart as well, but I think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, man, they're gonna do it to Jimmy Butler. I know you picking them, but I don't see them really winning that series. Yeah, I don't really see them winning that series. But that's a good pick because if they did win the series, the funny thing is everything is so evenly matched that I wouldn't be surprised. So that's not, that's definitely not like a bad pick. With that being said, who else? Tell everybody who's your favorite player. Who's your favorite player to say in the NBA right now? If you had a favorite NBA player, who would you say is your favorite NBA player?
KD.
KD? Mm-hmm. And why is KD your favorite NBA player?
Because he can score layups, he can shoot, he can dribble, and he's dominating. He's just really good.
Now, I respect what KD has done in the league, and KD been doing this for a long time. But this year, man, Jason Tatum gave him that work, and Jaylen Brown, all right, he got that work. But KD is a beast. I think personally, KD is
better than Stephen Curry.
I would say they're even.
I think KD would be a little bit better.
Now, some would say KD's a little better because KD can do what Steph can do, and he's taller, right? Now, of course, we know Steph be pulling from half. If KD want to pull up, he can pull up. Now, he probably can't pull up as far as Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Some Steph Curry can pull up from half, but if you want to talk about making 3-pointers, shooting, it's kind of hard to block, KD. Where as far as if you put a tall defender on Steph Curry, then it might be a little easier to guard him. That's a great defender versus Kevin Durant. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. So I kind of put them in the tie. So I was going with, I feel like the best player in the league for the last 2 years was Giannis. LeBron is in a GOAT conversation. I don't even like voting LeBron top player at this stage in his career because it don't even matter with him right now. If he's still top 5, some people might say even though the Lakers didn't play well, that LeBron was a top 5 player this year because of what he did, the way he played, right? I don't even put him in that category anymore because he's playing for something far greater. So if you say Giannis, I know you picked Kevin Durant as your favorite player, which is good. I always had Giannis, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry as the top 3, and it's a debate with anybody else who come after that.
Yeah, I can probably agree with that.
Yeah, but I'm not thinking about, like I said, that's only because I'm not putting LeBron James in that category because you got other play. You got like I said, Klay just came back. Harden's been kind of up and down. You got Jokic, you got Embiid, you got Devin Booker, you
Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving. We said James Harden.
Yeah.
James Harden. Anthony Davis is always injured, but if you just want to just throw names out there of players, what do you think about Paul George?
Yeah. He's like a good shooter and like he's like good at offense.
Well, he's a good defender as well. He can play good defense. He came back. He had a decent season, so I know he carried the team to the conference finals. Yes, Western Conference Finals last year. Then you got Luka.
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard when he's healthy. So I feel like that the top 3 undebatable players in the NBA right now, I feel like would be Giannis, Kevin Durant,
and Stephen Curry.
I feel like after that, everybody else with the Jason Tatums, now personally, I would put like Jason Tatum high up, but some may disagree. But when it comes to like the Jason Tatums, the Jokic, the Jaylen Browns, the Joel Embiids, all of those players, they could fall pretty much anywhere. But like I said, we talking right now underrated players. We're talking your favorite player. Who's your favorite player? Give us a call, 347-410-8077. That's 347-410-8077. We're going to take a break, at halfway through the hour. So, we got about 5 more minutes before we hit the break. So I want y'all to tell me right now, who's your favorite player? Who's your favorite NBA player and who's the most underrated NBA player right now? Is there another underrated player you want to talk about?
Let me think.
Wait, what's a player that you used to always talk about? I want you to talk about that used to be one of your favorite players. I don't know if he still is. Like Draymond Green.
Oh.
Like you was like one of the I never heard nobody say like a kid say like, yo, my favorite player was Draymond. Why was Draymond Green like one of your favorite players?
So I think Draymond Green was like he was one of my favorites because I don't know how to like say it, but I think he would be like right under like all-star level, maybe even all-star level. Like I just think that he's just like overall a good player. Now
I would say this. I agree. Like this is what I said. I like the way you said it. You said right under all-star. So you talking your talk because even though he made the all-star team a few times, he haven't made the all-star. Like, I don't feel like he haven't been playing as an all-star caliber player the last few years. A lot of times people will look at his stats and they're like, oh, he brings more to the team. Actually, he did. I think he did get voted this year as an all-star. He just didn't play. But I just feel like that's like his media following. That's always going to be like, get him votes and different things like that. I don't think he deserved to be an all-star, this year. They could have gave that position. They could have gave that position, that all-star spot to somebody else. But Draymond Green is definitely like a good role player. He does the dirty work. He plays defense. A lot of times people say, is this motivation that motivates the Golden State Warriors that. So, I mean, he's a good player. He's a good role player to have. I just feel like that, as you said, he's not like a consistent all-star type star player. He's not a star, but he's a great player, to have on your team as like when you have stars and you just need somebody to kind of be like, do like the dirty work. Mm-hmm. A lot of time they call a dirty work player like a player who does a little bit of everything. Rebound, get assists.
Like KD.
Yeah, well, no. KD is like a star. He's bigger than all the dirty work.
Sure, I guess.
KD is like, he just on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? So
A lot of time they call the dirty work play like a player who does rebound.
Mel from Queens. Who am I?
Like KD. Yeah, well, no, KD is like.
Who am I speaking with? This is Mel from Queens.
All the dirty work. KD is like, he just on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times they call the dirty work play like a player who does rebound. Mel from Queens.
Yeah. Who am I speaking with?
Who am I speaking with? This is Mel from Queens.
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on? Who am I speaking with?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. Who am I speaking with?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Caller, I can hear you.
Emmanuel.
Hey, what's going on, Emmanuel? What you want to say?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, Emmanuel.
Speaking with.
This is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, so turn the radio down back behind you.
Is this Mel?
This Mel, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Caller, I can hear you. Emmanuel. Hey, what's going on, Emmanuel? What you want to say?
Yeah, I think Little Man got hit it on the money. I think Little Man hit it on the money, man. I think Draymond Green is definitely underrated because everything matters about what.
Is this Mel? This Mel, yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. Caller, I can hear you.
Keep going. Can you turn on your radio in the background? If you got a radio down in the background.
I think.
Okay. I think so. Yo, E, give us a call back. Hey, when y'all call in, if you got it on your phone on speaker, or if you got it playing in the background, just turn it down so we can hear you and we don't get no echo. But he said he agreed with you with the Golden State thing. Mm-hmm. So, our first caller, they had your they had your back. They had your back. So what you think about that? Like, what do you think about what he said?
I think that it's just like I don't even know what to say.
Well, he had your back as far as like Draymond Green, and I agree. Like you said, like Draymond Green, he does like a lot of dirty work, and he's important to the Golden State Warriors. You know what team I feel like another team that I feel like Draymond Green would fit perfectly on?
What team?
I think maybe like the 76ers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe like the 76ers.
Well, why 76ers out of all teams?
Because I just feel like he got to have like a certain team to kind of like be on, in order to really be productive. Like I feel like if you just can't put Draymond Green on any other team and expect him to be good. Like, you can put like Steph Curry on any team. You can put like Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Klay Thompson. Like you said, because Draymond is not like a star, you just can't put him anywhere. But I think he'll fit good on a team maybe like the Sixers. And we see already how great of a fit he is, at Golden State. But we're going to take a quick break. Just stay with us. We're going to take a break. This is Mel from Queens Sports Talk. Got a special guest today, Joel. It wasn't planned. So everything you hearing, we didn't plan it. We didn't stage it. He was just supposed to be in the background, and he was like, yo, I had a topic. He wanted to talk about underrated players. Caller, they're going to put you on hold until after this break. All right, this is Mel from Queens.
Okay.
From the Apple Store or from the Google Play Store.
All right, how you guys doing?
Wait, how'd you get your video like that? Is that 4K or something?
Right, you got us over here looking like a hot mess.
No, it's actually a powerful live streaming app for Mac called Ecamm Live. You know what? Let me show it to you real quick. So you're able to use your mirrorless camera as a virtual webcam, and you can tweak the colors right in Ecamm Live using their camera effects, and then bring this video right into Zoom, Google Meet, and pretty much any other virtual meeting app. You can even stream directly to Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn and bring in comments right onto the video. And you can customize the look, size, and position of the comments right in the app. Or you can even add your logo to the corner of your video, or yourself, or both. There are plenty of picture-in-picture styles to choose from if you're sharing your screen for a tutorial or doing a presentation. And it doesn't have to be live. You can use it to record a course and eliminate the need to have to edit it later, all in 4K quality. And if you got a green screen, you can set it up right in Ecamm Live, and you can bring that into your different meetings. If you're feeling fancy, you can move yourself into the corner of your frame to do a commentary or a reaction video. You can even add in video clips just by dragging and dropping it in. Pretty much everything's drag and drop. Y'all follow me? Okay, good. So if you want to step it up a notch, you can add some overlays to your video, whether it's a simple graphic or you want to have some titles or other info at the bottom of your screen. You can even add animated overlays like this one or this one. And with Ecamm Live's interview mode, you have full control over the look and feel of your broadcast. And you can add branded overlays to frame you and your guests and look like a real legit broadcast. And you can save each layout as a scene and switch between them with the press of a button. You know, these days between virtual meetings, school, live streams, we on video all the time. So you just want to show up in a way where you can be confident and proud of. And for me, Ecamm Live is at the center of it all. Did y'all get all that?
You were on mute.
Hey!
Make sure to download the WGJS radio app from the Apple.
Yeah. All right, we back at it. So look, thank y'all for tuning in. You listening from Mel to you listening to Mel from Queen Sports Talk. Once you can give me a call at 347-410-8077. That's 347-410-8077, and you listening to Mel from Queen's Sports Talk. So I thank you I got my guest host today. It wasn't planned, but he said he wanted to he had an idea and he wanted to talk about it. So what else anything else you want to talk about in regards to like any other sport you want to talk about, or anything else you want to say as far as the NBA?
Well, I say another sport. I'll let you, like maybe soccer.
Soccer? Mm-hmm. All right. What you want to get into soccer more? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
So I think so people like just can't decide who the best player in soccer is.
Uh-huh.
But in my opinion, then I would say that Cristiano Ronaldo is.
Hold on one second.
Best.
All right, we got a caller. Mel from Queens. Who am I speaking with? Okay, Mel from Queens. Who am I speaking with? Caller.
Hello, Mel from Emmanuel.
Hey, what's going on, Emmanuel?
Mel from Queens.
All right, what's your
How
topic?
you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good. What's your topic? I want you to get.
Go
ahead.
Speaking with Emmanuel. Can you hear me, Emmanuel?
Yeah, I can hear you. What you want to talk about? Just talk about what you want to talk about.
Yeah, I just want to get back to what Little Man was saying. I think the Draymond is a huge piece. Just imagine Golden State without just Draymond. What would that team be like? Steph Curry's great, Klay Thompson's great, Poole is great, but what's the value of an emotional leader? Like, what's the value of someone that can take a rebound and go all the way from coast to coast with it? And I just agree with Little Man there, and what he's saying about that. I can't see what Draymond will look like on another team, but on this system, which matters most, he's probably one of the most effective players, and we see that in and out, game after game, and when he's not there and when he is there.
Now, I agree. Like I said, I think Draymond Green is perfect, and that's why I asked him, because for a long time he was saying that, Draymond Green was one of your what?
Was one of my favorites.
Yeah, so Draymond Green was like one of his favorite players, and I was just asking him why, because you see Draymond on TV at times, but you really don't see him being marketed like some of the other players like LeBron or Kevin Durant or Steph Curry. A lot of his stuff is just like other stuff. Everybody knows he does like a podcast. So to hear somebody young that really understands that, hey, he's not a star, he's not like an all-star. He's like right under all-star, even though he made the all-star. But to me, that was just more like politics. He wasn't an all-star player this year. I don't know when the last time he was an all-star player, but he's definitely like a great, role player. So I agree with you. Any other comment you want to make, or anything else you want to talk about? Who you got in the finals and why?
So Mel, let me ask you, and Little Mel, you can speak on this. What would you say the value of emotional leader on one of the best teams we ever seen in the NBA?
Can you please repeat that? I didn't hear you. Can you please repeat that?
Say that again.
Can you please repeat that? I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah. So what's the value? What's the value of an emotional leader? And I missed a little Mel of what you said as far as why you think Draymond Green is your favorite player. But when I think about Draymond Green, I see an emotional value leader, right, on the best team that we've probably ever seen in the history of the NBA. And what's the value of that, Big Mel? Because I know you're saying he's a give and go kind of player.
I mean, you want to address it first? So he's pretty much saying like, what's the value of having like a Draymond Green type player? Like he might not score like everybody, like Steph Curry or Klay Thompson, but he plays defense, he rebounds, he get assists. So why do you think that's important? And then I'll go from there.
I think he is important because like not all teams need to be full of all-stars.
Thanks,
or,
caller.
like the best players, but they also need just somebody that can just do a little bit of like everything, but it doesn't have to be just amazing. So, like for Draymond Green, I know he's not like the best, but without him, then it would probably only be the best players on the Golden State and the players that aren't the best on Golden State. But like Draymond Green fits like right in the middle, I think. Well, that's what I think.
Well, no, I mean, that's perfect. And the one thing about sports, sports is all about opinion, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes people see it from different perspectives, but the way you're explaining it, and thanks for calling, Manuel. And if you want to give us a call at 347-410-8077, 347-410-8077. And the value of having a player like about Draymond Green is like the caller said, he provides that that emotional energy. He provides that glue type thing. He does like the dirty work because everybody can't go out there and score all the points. Everybody can't go out there and get all the rebounds, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to find a way to do something and make yourself valuable to a team. You got to find a way to stay on the floor. And what Draymond Green does to stay on the floor, he plays defense. He can run the offense. He can get a rebound. He can go, coast to coast, right? So that's a good thing. So, I mean, that's like an important part to have on your team. And sometimes the main guy is the one that have all of those qualities. But in some cases, like you have in Golden State, that's not the case. Kevin Durant, when he came to Golden State, he really wasn't like he probably was a vocal leader, but he wasn't like the leader. Steph Curry is the leader, but, he don't mind sharing the spotlight. Where as far as Draymond Green, you see him like a really aggressive, the talkative guy, and a lot of players, face at time as well. So that was definitely like a good topic. If you want to jump in about your favorite team, or if you want to jump in about, your favorite player, you can give us a call at 347-410-8077. And when you call in, just make sure your phone is not on speakerphone. And if you have it playing in the background, that it's not, it's not playing where we can hear it like, through the radio. So I know you play baseball. I don't know actually about the professional teams, stuff like that. But what's another sport that real quick you want to talk about? Or
I want to talk about soccer.
All right, what you want to talk about in regards to soccer? Okay,
so people there's two players that people just don't know who is the best.
Okay.
But my answer might not be super accurate because the two players are Messi and Ronaldo. So Ronaldo, he can he's like that one that he can just score. He does maybe backflips and stuff.
Okay.
And then Messi, he's really good at dribbling. He can not dribbling, juggling, with his feet. He can just keep kicking it up over and over again and then just score like that. So, but in my opinion, I might just say Ronaldo would be the best.
Mm-hmm.
But other people just might not say that. Some people would say Messi and some people would say Ronaldo. So, in my opinion, I say Ronaldo is number 1 and Messi is number 2.
And that's good. It's funny because as I always ask you a lot of questions when it comes to soccer, because you're in soccer a lot more than me. you like it more, you watch it more, you have your favorite players, you have your team that you may want to play for, or teams you may want to own. So when you speak about Messi and Ronaldo, I take your word for it. I see them out there doing their thing, so I know that they're a few of the top players out there. So I definitely that's a good take on that. So if you can go to one game, who would you want to go see?
So I know Ronaldo is my favorite, but I would like to see the team that Messi plays for. I forgot what it's called. And the reason for that is because they actually also have another really good player named Neymar, and he's really good. He's probably like the third best.
Okay.
And they have someone else. I forgot his name, and he's like the fourth best probably. Yeah. So it's like second, third, and it's like the second, third, and fourth best on one team.
No, it's good. Okay, and do you play sports? Like, what are your favorite sports that you like to play?
Basketball, soccer. I want to learn how to play tennis.
Okay, that's good.
And I like to play baseball.
Nice. Have you ever been to a soccer game?
Yeah.
What game did you go to?
A college one.
Which one? You remember?
No.
It was St. John's. Yeah, we went to see St. John's play. That was actually my first game as well. We actually went. I forgot we went to Boy Scouts. Remember? It was a Boy Scout. They had tickets and stuff, and we was able to go. So, and real quick, let me let y'all know. If you out there and you listening to the show, you can call in 347-410-8077. This is WGJSradio.com, and I'm your host, Mel from Queens, and you listening to Mel from Queens Sports Talk. And if you just happen to be in the Queens area, I want you to go down over to Hollis Avenue. Say hello to Sister Sharon at 19005. That's Hollis Avenue. Every Saturday this month, she's going to be serving food, to the community. Giving out like plates in the community. Just go over there and say hi. It's not just for people who really need food, just a way to fellowship. So you can just stop by, you can say hello, speak to her, fellowship. She's got a lot of great things going on over there in the community. So stop by there.
And for the day that she's not there, there's actually a fridge and a freezer that sometimes there's a lot of food in there. But most of the time it's like healthy things.
Yeah, it's funny you said. Let me tell you something. This is not staged. We didn't plan this. We didn't talk about this before we came. We was walking to the show, and a couple of minutes before we got here, he was saying like, "Hey, I got a topic of what was it? Underrated players, right? Of underrated players and Klay Thompson." So I was like, "Okay, sure. Come up here." I was like, "Yo, I ain't gonna get you a shape up and nothing." No, we good. Because he was behind the scenes. So yeah, this is not like, this wasn't planned, at all. So yeah, definitely do that. And then also, if you're into like, writing a book or producing music, or you need a photographer or videographer, you can reach out to the Lux Library. That's 480 Rockaway Turnpike. That's 480 Rockaway Turnpike. They have a lot of great things going on there, not only for the youth, but also for adults, teens, young adults, book writers, screenplay writers. They got series going on. There's just so much going on. I think everybody will find something, that they like there, for sure. Go ahead.
I actually like that when you're there, like at the kids part, then
right.
I don't know about the other parts because I haven't been there,
right.
But at the kids parts, then you actually learn some dance moves, which I actually learned, and I have a lot of fun practicing and doing them.
I'm not even gonna lie, like, yo, last week you was looking horrible with the dancing, but you was practicing, and this week, yo, you was doing your thing. So that's why practice, makes perfect, So the more and more you put your mind to something and you practice, it's a good thing, and that's how you get better. That's why I was telling you too when you said you wanted to play basketball. I'm like, yo, you got to put that work in. You remember? Like, yo, you got to. I said, do you want to practice just because you want to be the best player on the court, or do you want to practice just to play? Because those are two totally different practices. So he said he wanted to like practice to be the best. So that workout is different. So this summer, like since he's serious, we're gonna just lock in and it's gonna be over. But we're gonna do soccer. We're gonna try to mix it up and do, you know, a little bit of everything. Y'all, thank you for coming on my show today, man. Mel from Queens, man. We got about 10 minutes left. So get your calls in. 347-410-8077. You want to say that?
Yeah, so if you want to join, just call 347-410-8077. And you can talk about any sport. So.
How did you feel joining the show today? How was your experience?
I actually really liked it. It's actually a really fun thing to do, and you can like share your opinion to the people watching. So like when we get famous, then more people will know about your opinion, like about your opinions.
Oh, you talking about being famous already? Okay, the visionary. I see you. I feel I received that. Nah, but you did a great job. You were focused. We didn't plan anything. I didn't ask you any questions on the way here. You just told me that you had a topic, and I think it was a great topic as well. And you did a great job. And I think you have a career in this. If you ever wanted to kind of do this, or if you ever decide you want to go that route, you can, do this. Maybe there might be something you might want to do, like keeping up with sports with the. And be like a sports person for like the young people. Mm-hmm. No, it don't necessarily have to be the young people. Be all ages, but maybe you might want to start doing your thing and speak to the young people, because you're very knowledgeable, of what you're talking about, and you got the presence and the voice, and it's clear, and just want you to know you did a great job so far.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I want you to give out that phone number again.
347-410-8077. And
you're listening to WGJS Radio. And I'm your host with this show. It's Mel from Queens Sports Talk. I thought I was the host. I hope you trying to take my spot?
Yes.
Oh, man. Competition. He in battle. He said yes. So right now, I'm your host. But either I might have a co-host, or he might kick me off, or I don't know.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Well, which one? Which one is
kicking you off?
Kicking me off? Oh, man. See, that's why you can't bring people nowhere. See, you try to bring people, you show love. And what they try to do, they try to stab you in the back, man. They be the ones that, that is closest to you, man. You got to watch them. So, but, we thank y'all. This is Mel from Queens Sports Talk. Before I let y'all go, we got a couple minutes, right? I just want to dive into a quick topic. And I think it's very important for you to hear this topic anyway. You might not know the players I'm going to talk about, or the coaches, right? And since we only got a couple minutes, it's good to hear. So a lot of times what happened is, this is another reason why we have this show, because many times, and you'll learn this as you grow up, when it comes to like black athletes or African-American athletes, however you want to word it, right? When it comes to the media, whether it's coaches or just say this in sports in general, when it comes to sports in general, a lot of times the African-Americans, the blacks, the narratives is a lot different, right? And a lot of times they want to control the narrative. They want to paint us in bad pictures. And it was something that Nick Saban said that Dion Sanders had an issue with. Now, we know Nick Saban is a well-established coach, one of the best to ever do it. He coaches Alabama. And he kind of fired shots at Dion Sanders, speaking about players being paid millions to come there. And Dion Sanders took it some type of way. And I like the approach Dion Sanders took, because Dion Sanders, he played in NFL. He played for Major League Baseball as well. So he knows the ins, he knows the outs. He was a top recruit in football and basketball. He was great. Football and baseball. He was great in football and baseball. Not too many people can say that, but he was one of them that was great in both. And he said, listen, man, pretty much his words was like, let me get into the exact words that he said, because I think it was interesting the way he put it out there. And he pretty much caused Nick Saban to be like, you know what, I need to shut my mouth. And Nick Saban pretty much, he deleted the post. Then this is what Dion Sanders said. He said, I don't even wear a watch and I know what time it is, right? He said, they forget. I know who's bringing the bag and dropping it off. I know this stuff. I'm not the one you want to play with when it comes to all this stuff. So he letting them know, like, listen, I know what's going on. I know who's paying athletes to come in. I know who's doing what. It's been going on for years. So if you want to play this game, he's just letting them know, like, listen, I'm going to keep trying to build up the HBCU, right? And letting them know that, yo, this is opportunities here and players can go to the NFL. And we're going to show you how it's done. So Dion Sanders has been laying the foundation and it's been looking pretty good. So every time you're making an impact, you're always going to get haters out there. And they hate on things that they've been doing for years. How do you think a lot of these programs get these plays and stuff like that? You think nothing is going on behind the scene? In a lot of cases, there is. And that's why after years, you see programs pretty much getting banned from, like, say, NCAA tournaments and championships and different things going on. So a lot of times, man, we know what it is. And there's one person I know was really good. That's Dion Sanders. So we can't really play around with when it comes to that. But I like his clap back. And from there, it says, Saban's apologized for his comments. He apologized for his comment. You gotta apologize for your comments. Sports is different now. Anybody can have a mic. You can talk your talk. You can speak what you feel is, your truth. This is an area because sports is a debate, but some things are not a debate. Trying to create a narrative to stop somebody's sports program or the way they make money or the way these athletes or the way a coach get a position or whatever it may be, we got to cut that out. And Dion Sanders has been doing a great job as a coach, at Jackson State, and I wish him the best. Nick Saban has been doing a great job. He's always getting great recruits. But don't hate on Dion, man. Let Dion be great. Let him do his thing. So that was like a topic I wanted to kind of talk about. So, like I said, once again, I want y'all to tune in. I want y'all to watch the Miami Heat versus Boston today. That's going to be a good game. Who you picking tonight? They're playing in Boston.
Miami Heat.
You picking the Miami Heat to win in Boston? All right, so this is game 3. He's picking Miami to win in Boston tonight. I'm going to go with Boston. I'm going to go with Boston to win. So when I come back next week, you coming back again next week?
Yeah.
Hold on. Did I even invite you back?
Yeah.
When? I just asked you if you coming back. Is that an invite?
Yeah.
A formal invite? We'll see how I'll let you come back because you're trying to steal my job. But I'm confident I can do my job. You're not going to take my job away from me. So, all right. So we're going to see next week when we come back about who had the right pick for game 3. You got Miami. I got Boston. And I appreciate it. So I want you to say this real quick. Let me see how you do that. Read that, all that.
Follow us on Instagram at Our World Media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Our World Media 1.
That's good. Okay. So as he said, follow us on Instagram, Our World Media. Also follow us on YouTube, Our World Media. We thank y'all once again for listening to Mel from Queens Sports Talk. I had a host today, my son Joel. We just, we didn't plan this, but I hope y'all, enjoy the show. Check the show out next Saturday again. So the foundation that we're going to lay down like this on Saturdays, we're going to go live on Saturdays. And on Monday, we're going to do, Mondays, we're going to do just from 12 to 12:30. It's not going to be live. It's going to be podcast style. You can call in on the radio. And then on Thursdays, we're going to do from 12 to 12:30 as well. You can call in. But it won't be live. Only time it's going to be live right now is on Saturdays. So, like I said, we appreciate it. Go out, tell everybody about the channel. If you know anybody with a sports program, they got a sports story, any coaches that want to share like knowledge and wisdom, let us know. Reach out to us. Don't forget, you can always email me, Mr. Griffin 247 at gmail.com, Mr. Griffin 247 at gmail.com. Let me know. and we'll get y'all out there. So we thank y'all, for listening. We appreciate it. You want to say anything to everybody out there?
I hope you guys have a good day.
All right. So, we definitely thank y'all. Y'all have a good day.